Hi guys, in this tutorial I'm going to demonstrate to you on spline creation and spline modeling. In order for you to create a line, you need to go to create panel and go to shape. Shape means 2D lines in 3D Studio Max, and we're going to start off with line here. Click on it and let's create a random shape in top view. So the way to start is by clicking and just click to place your points. And if you want to create a curved line, you need to click and hold and click again to end the curve. Let's do that again. Click, hold, click again. And it is important for you to close the shape by clicking on the starting point. I will show you later what's the difference if you don't close it. So just close this line, click yes. Now we have that shape here. Okay, I'm going to focus on this part, so let's maximize this viewport by going to this bottom right icon here. Click on it, and yeah, so let's press 1 on your keyboard and you'll see that all the endpoints will appear. So as you see on your modification tab here, you have all these selection modes, but I'm going to explain to you later about this. But okay, let's say you change your mind that you want to create a curved line here instead of corner or sharp. So you just select the endpoint, right click, and you get all these options. See, right now it's on corner. Corner means sharp, and let's go into Bezier. So when you click Bezier, you can actually adjust the curve. You see, by in the way to adjust the curve is by clicking on this green button here. Click on it so you can tweak around. So if you want to change this into Bezier as well, or let's make it Bezier corner. Bezier corner gives you a lot more control to your curve on each side. See, compared to Bezier, you typically work on two sides at once. So let's change this to corner. Alright, click on it, select smooth. Okay, so what smooth does is it smooths the lines without you having the ability to adjust the curve. And yeah, you can always change it back to corner if you want to. Alright, that's it. Well, okay, remember when you press 1, you will automatically activate a vertex selection mode here. It's similar to edit mesh selection. So if you go down, let's run through the options provided. Okay, let's go here, and let's say if I wanna create a fillet here, I just select the vertex and I increase the number here, and you see it will automatically create 2 lines to cater the fillet action. Let's undo that, Ctrl Z, and the same if you want to chamfer it, just go to chamfer and pull it up. That's how you do. And insert means inserting new points. Alright, press escape to get out of this mode. And there are so many other things. Let's see what else. Refine is basically almost the same as insert. You can add more points, okay, so that you can have better control on your shapes. Press escape. Oh, it's not working, just press on the button. So yeah, you also have a segment selection mode. Say if I select on the segment and I go down, there's this option called divide, and you can actually divide the segments into many points. Say if I want to divide it into 4, I key in number 4 and click divide. So you're going to have 4 points. in between the 2 points originally. So if you go to Spline, basically it selects the whole thing. And the interesting part about Spline modification is you can actually put an outline. Outline is almost the same as offset in AutoCAD. See, you can go inside or outside depending on the number. Negative go inside, positive go outside. So let's undo that. Yeah, you can take your time to explore around. So now I'm going to show to you on spline modeling. Oops, sorry. The first thing I'm going to touch is on extrusion. So let's say you've selected the spline, go to modifier list, and we're going to apply a modifier called extrusion. I've already shown to you this method in the previous tutorial. Let's extrude. Okay, extrude. So the amount means height, so you can always increase the amount. So yeah, basically extrudes the shape of the line, and you can always uncap it. Let's see, I want to uncap the top part, which is the end. So basically it opens the top part, and if I want to uncap the bottom, I just uncap start. So you have a paper thin extrusion here. Okay. You can always use this as a wall as well. You can always go to, after uncapping both ends, you go to modifier list and select shell. So you can adjust the inner amount or outer amount. See, I increase the outer amount, so it creates a thickness to it. So this can be a wall. The difference is that if you use the max template wall, you can't create a curved wall. So this is the advantage of using a line. You can extrude it, uncap it, and shell it up, so you get a wall. Let's delete the modifier. Let's go back to the original. So basically you can use this to create a wall as well, a straight wall. So let's say we have an AutoCAD file and you just trace over it. Press shift to make a straight line. Say I want to create a wall. Right, close spline and go to modifier, apply extrude. Yeah, you can put in 3000 for the height of the wall. So okay, you can also use this method to create a wall instead of using box or using the 3ds Max template. Alright, now I'm going to show you what happens if you don't close the line during the creation mode. So let's delete this and this as well. So we're going to create a new shape. Go to spline, create online, and let's create a shape without closing it, and escape to end it. So now we have a line without the ends meeting. Go to modify, apply extrude. Yeah, so you have this paper thin extrusion. You won't get a solid object. So that's what happens if you don't if the ends don't meet. So how to fix this? Usually you go back to the line mode. So this is the good thing about 3ds Max, that you can always go backwards to do modification on top of it. So go to vertex. Usually let's say I'm going to create this, I'm going to weld these two lines, so I'm going to connect these two lines so that when I extrude later on it will create a solid object. So I'm going to move this closer to this one, and I'm going to go down there's an option called fuse, but before you click on that you must make sure you have selected both of the endpoints that you want to connect. Okay, so I've selected this vertices here. Click fuse. So what it does is it snaps with each other. So now it is important for you to weld it, because if you don't weld it, I'm going to show you. If you don't weld it, I'm going back to extrude. It will still be paper thin extrusion, which is going to be there's going to be a void in the center. So I'm going back to line. So the way to avoid that is by, after you fuse it, you must weld it. There's a weld option here. Click on weld, and once you've welded it, when you go back to extrusion, you get a solid object. Alright, it's the difference. If you don't close your spline, then you will create an extrusion with a void in the center. If you close the spline, you're going to create a solid extrusion. That's the difference between closing and opening the endpoints. Well, I'm going to show you another modification you can apply to Spline. Well, actually there's a lot of other modifications you can do to it, but these are the common things that I use for my Spline modeling, which is extrusion and sweep. So let's delete this extrude modification, and we have our line again. So instead of using extrude, we're going to use a modification called sweep. This one, click on it. So you can see the effect here. What it does is actually it extrudes the line with a section. You see here, if you look into the tab on the right side, currently it's on angle built-in section. So you can use this to change to other sections. Let's say white flange, you get your I-beam, and if you change to pipe, you get your pipe section. If you click on channel, you get channel, or C channel. Okay, well, that's another thing that you can use to the advantage of line modeling. So let's say if I create another line, let's delete this and create another line from the side viewport. Okay, end it by pressing escape on your keyboard. So let's make a fillet on these corners here. Go to modification and select vertex mode. Click to this endpoint by pressing Control on your keyboard, and let's fillet it. Okay. Now let's say I'm going to create a portal frame. I'm going to apply sweep, and you get your section extruded out. Let's choose white flange, and let's adjust the length of it, and also the width, and also the thickness. So you see, you get the white flange or the I-beam. So now let's say if I want to change the angle of this I-beam. Currently the flange side is facing the elevation. So let's say if I want to change it, I want to make the I-beam on perpendicular face. So let's go to angle, and maybe you can just tweak the button here, and you actually, what you're doing is you're actually twisting around the section, so you can have weird modifications to it. But for now I'm just going to turn it into 90 degrees, and we have this. So we have our first portal frame. and we can always adjust it. Let's say we go back to line and select the vertices. Alright, so if you want to have a preview, you can click on this test tube, click on it, and you're going to have a preview. So at the same time you can select the endpoint here. So let's see if I want to change it. I want to adjust the shape. I can just pull up the endpoint as I like. Currently this endpoint is in Bezier mode. So let's see if I want to change it to Bezier corner. Then I'm gonna have a lot more control on it. See, that's how I want it now. And yeah, you can always go back to sweep and adjust the angle if you want to. That's how you tweak the sweep options. Okay. You can also change to other sections, the channel. Yeah, let's adjust the parameters. Yeah, so you get a C channel according to the line. So you can also use this button here to orbit if you don't want to use the box on the side. That's about it. That's how usually I use Spline to model my buildings. Thank you.